Greetings everyone, and Great here for another H-Pars 3 replay. So on the right side is the blue Dutch, we have North Korean refugee. On the north side as the red Chinese, we have Bellbook.
Commando?
It's a little bit, there we go, much better. When it comes to NAS map, we do have the House of Yagalon, which can give you access to the Lupkar Tatars, as well as some Shock Riders. And over here, we do have the House of Habsburg, which can give you some funny-faced looking infantry in the form of mounted infantry, which are weird heavy range cavalry, definitely fits the weird faces, and the line infantry. Red will claim up this little bit of wood. A foreign name for the Chinese. Makes sense.
Yeah?
Lord.agion. I can't tell if that is random generated or actually a meme name for the routier. I have no idea, honestly. I can see that being not randomly generated. The bear does get kicked in the face, and the treasure will give him some wood. A broken wood frame, window frame.
Klaar.
A broken window frame belongs on a fire pit, probably. Chinese player's going for heavy and wood. Am I crazy? Is he doing some sort of a northern refugee build order? But we got 4 villagers on wood immediately. There's no fish to claim, but he may be able to pull out ships. This is weird. His name's Fire. He's going for northern refugees right now. He does have soon to be 3 villages, so that will give him 4 villagers. Interesting. And let's take a look at the rest of his deck. We've got Coin, Standard Army Hit Points, Quang Pikemen, Step Riders, Mongolian Scourge, Flamethrower Castle Rickshaw, Higher Rattan Shields, Arquebusts, Shangdo Swordsman, Bayang Army, Meteor Hammers, Flamethrower Castle Rickshaw, Iron Cap Princess Army. Not familiar with this one. You have a bunch of swordsmen and 2 flamethrowers. Intervention, Higher Manchurian Cavalry Archers, Higher Ming Iron Troops, Chuko News, Quang Pikemen, Old Dynasty Reforms, Keshiks, Step Riders, Flying Crows, and the Fire Dragon Manual. Make it so you actually have a manual for using a makeshift flamethrower. Probably very important so it doesn't explode. Envoy? Interesting. We do have Villagers, Town Militia, Dutch East India Company, Wood Coin, Pikemen, Hussars, Religious Freedom, Wood Coin, Nassau Regiment, which is a number of musket armed blue guard from homeland, enables them to be trained at forts. Excuse me, skirmishers, infantry combat, hussars, routier, cavalry combat, fort, higher bosniks, heavy cannon, tulip speculation, factory, and Balan Hitam. Send some Arcana nobles, all will be trained from native embassies. You can also get +3 native embassy Travises. You get 12 natives and 3 native embassy Travises, and that's usually the max number of native embassies you can get out in the field, so interesting. It sets their warrior societies to active and champion to obtainable, so you can get champion upgrades and get the veteran upgrade immediately. You do now have a wonder being plumbed out, the porcelain tower, which will give you access to resource generation. Right now, Chinese players are 18 villagers. The Dutch is only at 10. He, of course, is H2, but not being aggressive at the moment. Against the Dutch, it's pretty common for them not to be hyper-aggressive, at least in H2. So he can take a later H2 and be just fine. You now have 2 banks on the field, which can be built by envoys thanks to the Dutch East India Company. They also have an absurd +100% health, so they have a 7,000 health. Even siege units have to take time to destroy them because like forts have a base health of 9,000. More banks going on up, very nice. It also makes his banks a little bit cheaper, basically 300, 300. Going for a shipment of wood, which will give him quite a bit of wood for banks. He doesn't have the Bank of Amsterdam nor Rotterdam, so he can only get a maximum 5 banks. This should give him enough wood. Yeah, plenty of wood to not need any more to build banks. 600, that can support 2 more banks. There's another bank being built there, so he's going to have plenty of wood left over.
Yeah?
The Explorer does take a bit of damage there. You now have religious freedoms now being researched by the Dutch. We got the castle going on up. All 5 banks now deployed on the field. I have some great coin collection. 0 villagers on coin, and he has over 800 coin per minute. He's gonna be just fine on coin, but he's not building any more villagers. Okay, he's building some villagers now. He may want to make sure he continues building villagers. Religious freedom is now researched. He does have a church here. He's immediately going for the coffee trade, which I can't remember what it does on top of my head. Gives his banks a little bit more, actually less health, and while improves his build limit by 2. In theory, then with the bank at Amsterdam and Rotterdam, you can get additional 2 more banks as well. I just get up like 9 banks. Jeez. Another wonder going up for the Chinese. At this time, it is the Confucian Academy, which will give them some flying crows. Apparently, crows can't fly until that's built. Oh, pleasure's echoing up. Let's just go and fast forward a little bit. We do now have the mercantilism, which will give him quite a bit of experience. 4 shipments now available. I don't know why I find that humorous. Blues Explorer does go down. Now we've got a small army on the field of disciplined arquebusts, as well as a handful of step riders and keshiks. Exile Prince now being researched, and Red's now going to be pushing forward with a sizable army. He does have a good number of shipments on the field. He may want to go for some military shipments. He's at pop cap, however. He does have quite a bit of coin, but you need population space for the Nassau regiment. And maybe go for the fort to get out more musketeers. However, Red is not being aggressive. Down Explorer will spot quite a bit. He will spot that, so he knows there's a army there. And now I've got Fast Industrial, the Tycoon, which will give what, a little bit of coin on completion.
Yeah.
Large number of housing being employed on out now. His H3 shipments may going for the Akanobas, however you pronounce that. He also has other ships available, so tulip speculation, perhaps the 2 factories. Does go for 3 right now. He's probably wanting to get out some heavy cannons. But he's probably going for a cavalry-based army. Got this one riders as well as some Keshiks. We actually got a good number of disciples on the field as well. Gotta spot all that, and I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
准备好了。
15 out of 10 monks. Not sure how he did that. Now going for 15 Keshiks, both players in age 4. Probably went for... that's how he got so many disciples. Going to age 4, you get 10. The red has a sizable army, and also ending relationships with the Germans. Got a heavy cannon now being employed on the, being shipped in, not being employed out there. Now going for the standing army, which does give him. He also has one for the end. Elite Icon Nobles is going for his royal embassies now. Market going on up. Going for a massive wave of them. They are natives, but right now they do cost 1 population. They do have a good AoE effect for their rifles, and they should be decent versus the various cavalry that he's going to be fighting against. It's the Flying Crow that does pose a threat. He also has still quite a bit of coin stored on up. Going for the Champion Akin, so he's going for a massive number of these guys. They had 30 damage with a bit of AoE. Decent melee capability. Not sure if they're enough at the moment, but he's going for a very good number of them. Needs more wood for housing for them. Ask him to bring the boss next. We have time to go for the Nasu Regiment. He's now going for Tulip Speculation, which will improve his coin collection from the banks. And he is going to get a good number of these guys. The AoE effect should be very effective. Keshiks are more or less a counter unit. They have their damage output's pretty low, with a good attack speed, and they're meant to be engaging cavalry. The Step Riders are basically are cheap Hussar, with good damage versus anything but heavy. And they have actually good siege damage as well. But these guys should be very effective versus all that. The Disciplined Arquebus is something that still poses a threat to them, but they're here in small numbers. And we also got some Zweihanders, some Doppelin soldiers. Additional Flying Crows will be a bit of a problem. He does get his heavy cannon now, which is going to be very useful. Mongolian Scourge, which will make it so his Keshiks will do bonus damage versus villagers rather than less damage. Or no, that's just bonus damage versus cavalry. This one, Iron Flail, would do bonus damage versus heavy infantry, or less damage versus heavy infantry, more infantry damage for infantry. And things of that sort. Going for Disciplined Quang Pikemen, Disciplined Chuko News, going for various Mongolian armies. And now we're going to see the big conflict. They have similar sized armies. Heavy cannon push way forward. They need to focus on the Flying Crow. Flying Crow took a massive volley there. Uncanny Nobles engaging. They will have good AoE damage here. Flying Crow still poses a threat to him because they are infantry. He does bring a shipment of Blue Guard. Very good. They're going to be very useful. Heavy cannon still firing waves. This cavalry force is still being a bit of trouble. He does get out of Fort Wagon. He's got the fort maybe over here. It's a little bit too dangerous to put on the front line. Does bring the Red Lancers. And now going for more Ankan Nobles. Fort is moving on the left, very far left. You look at the map way over there. Red's army starting to get disintegrated. Anakin Nobles just never really had a proper counter to them, at least in mass. Now the Red Knights push straight forward and overrun the siege weapons. Does pick up the siege weapons there, and Red's army does disintegrate, and it looks like Red does back up the game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.